All right, 2026 Ski-Doo going on a diet. So today we're going to be taking this big honky suitcase looking can, or that's not even a can, it's a muffler, and we're going to be putting on this thing, which is a can. So this is the Diamond S titanium can, and it is very light, very light. We will tell you guys what the weight is in a minute, and at the end of the video we're going to have a sound comparison between these two. So stick around. This here is one of the foil-backed kind of fiberglass covers that Ski-Doo puts around their suitcase muffler. Things are quite tightly packed under the hood here, and they're just trying to protect a lot of stuff from the heat. You can see there's still a heat shield on the turbo and on the pipe from the down pipe from the turbo to the muffler. When we do our sound comparison videos, just to let you guys know, we bring the snowmobiles up to operating temperature before we start revving them up and everything, so don't worry about that. Anyway, this cover here, let me back up. In the time lapse, you saw we took the hood off. We have a YouTube short on how to do that, so we'll put the link in the description on where to get that to pull your hood off. And then we pulled all the other fiber covers out. This was the one that was on this side, and there's this hole right here that you can see that was on top of that post right there inside, and it had this shitty little washer thing on it that I had to like pry off with some side cutters. So not only was that a huge pain to get off, but also Ski-Doo in their infinite wisdom put a piece of Velcro right there, which was also stuck. You won't be able to see it, but it was stuck way down inside. So when you're trying to pull this out, I was kind of fighting with it, and I didn't know the Velcro was there. Now you do. Okay, on to pulling this muffler out. All right, so first things first, we have to take the shroud off the downpipe, and we have to take these 4 springs off. So in order to get the shroud off, there's, again, 2 more springs with clamps. So we're going to do that. This one off. That one. And this one. That one. Cool. Next, these springs have to come off. So we'll take these off. 1, there's 4 of them here. 2. 3. These are quite tight, so you're going to need quite a bit of force to get onto these. And number 4, that one wasn't that bad. Now we should be able to take these off. See that? They're a little bit warm. Now that we actually ran the sled, but yeah, that's the shroud off. So now that we've got all the shrouding off, we're going to take out this 10 mil that's down in here. It's down there, and we're going to just zip it out. We've got a wobble extension, but it doesn't seem to be working like a wobble extension. So there we go. I gotta somehow grab this and pull it out. You're gonna drop it. Probably. That's not even out all the way. Yeah, it is. You might be held in there by the spring. If you can't get it, bud, we'll just leave it until we pull the muffler out. Yeah, that one's pretty in there. Okay, we'll just leave that till we pull the muffler out. Yeah. And next, we have these 6. Yeah, there's 6 of them. 6 bolts to take out of there. And they're an 8 mil 12-point wrench. Or you can use a wrench for it. That's what I meant to say. Swap me places.
So Lincoln is just breaking them all loose with the wrench, and then we'll get on there with the impact. Hey, bud, what do these guys do if they don't have an 8mm?
You guys can use a 5/16.
Oh, come on. There we go. Got it. Did you guys notice how he did that with an open hand? That's called how you save your knuckles.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's on there pretty good. There we go. And then one more.
That one might be tough to get to.
Yeah, this will be a pain in the butt.
It's right back down in there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's we'll get that one loosened off, and then we'll zip them out with the impact.
Yeah.
So we'll just do a little time lapse here.
Next step, we're going to unplug this EGT sensor and unclip it because it's a little difficult to get out on its own. So it's just going to eventually come out when we take out the muffler. So let's do that. Let's take that clip out, unclip that as well, and then we'll be able to just pull this straight out. There we go. It's all out, and oh my goodness, this thing is very heavy. Yeah. Now that we've gotten the exhaust out, we can now take out the EGT like we said earlier. So it's a 17 mil. So yes, I am not just that strong. We cracked it loose already because didn't want to struggle on camera. And once we take this out, very carefully, we need one of these rubber grommets, and then we need this one with the bolt, the spring, and the spacer in between there. So we'll take these out. Take out that one, and the spacer pops down there. Put those here. And then you should just be able to push and pull, and it just should pop out. And we'll do the same on this one. Oop, it's trying to run away from me. And that's it. On to the next step. Now we got it over at the workbench. So we got our rubber grommets to install on these two posts right here. So the one with the bigger hole is going to be used for the top, so we can put the spacers in. So we're going to put that in over top. And it's just the opposite of how you put it on. Just push and pull. Take the spacer, put it through the bottom. Take the spring, put it on top. And then the bolt will go through the spring and the spacer through the bottom. And that's it. The bottom one is for the smaller hole. So again, just push and pull. This one's a little tighter to get on. Come on, so close. There we go. Got it on. And now we're going to we're going to put the EGT sensor in. Where the hole is. Where's the hole? Oh, there's one. It's right here. We're going to put the EGT sensor in, but we're only going to have it finger tight so we can orient it properly when it gets in the sled. So we put a ceramic anti-seize on it. I'm just going to slide it in there. There's finger tight. So now we can go install it on the sled. Now we're at the sled, and we can put this on. But remember that there's posts that this rubber grommet has to go on. So right there, that's the post that has to slide over top. So I'm going to put this in here. Slide it right over top, like so. And then you have to line this top bolt up with this. Hang on a sec, what's going on here? What's going on here? There we go. Got it over. So you can just put that so it'll stay in place. And then, yeah, now we're just going to put the EGT sensor back on its clip, plug it back in, and tighten it all the rest of the way.
one of the things you have to do with the titanium muffler is you got to wipe off all the oils and greases, like from when you put it in or off your hands or whatever, because this thing will turn a really cool, like purple, blue, gold kind of color from the heat, because that's what titanium does when it gets nice and hot. But if there's any fingerprints or anything on it, they will burn in and they'll stay a different color and you'll see them. So we're going to use some rubbing alcohol and we're going to wipe it all down. Be generous with it. Wipe all of our fingerprints and everything off. And then when it dries, we won't have any kind of marks or anything that you can see on it. It'll be really nice. So anyway, we should have done this when it was out of the sled, but then we got to touch it to put it in the sled. So I know we're not going to get it all, but we'll get everything that we can kind of touch. We'll call it good. Okay, that's it. We'll let that dry off and we'll carry on. We're going to put these shrouds back in. This one here, it touches the new muffler and it had these rubber grommets where these holes are, which it's fine on the stock suitcase muffler because it has a heat shield and insulation like the pipe here, like it actually has, but this one does not. So I was worried that these rubbers would like melt or burn or whatever, and we don't want that on a brand new sled. So we took these little rubbers off and this thing fits right into place, right where it came out of, and we just pop it in. There we go, just like that. That's where that one sits. So we'll take those, and now we'll put these other ones back on. I can never remember how these damn things go. So confusing. So this one, I think, goes in this way. Yeah, see, this one goes right here. And then this one, I believe, fits right there. Yeah, just like that. Perfect. That's in there like that, Link. Okay, so let's finish putting it all back together and then we'll do a sound test.
.26 Gen 5 850 Turbo R stock exhaust. .26 Ski-Doo 850 Turbo R with the Diamond S titanium can. All right, Diamond S can installed. This one is out. As you guys heard in the sound clip just before this, it sounds pretty good, a lot better than this one. If you guys wanted to know the weight difference, so this one was 15.6 pounds and the new one was 3.4 pounds. So that's over 12 pounds of a difference. So that's going to be it might not be too much, but you might be able to feel it. But that's all for today. So thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next one. But we don't need this anymore.